Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday here. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to check on X, make sure seems like it's going to be a sideways, slightly down Friday, but non-eventful Friday. But I've thought that before, and then things get crazy. So we'll see here. We'll see. But so far, not looking very eventful. Let's make sure everyone can hear me over on X. We'll see here. We'll see, but yeah, so it looks like people can hear me on X. I'm put a little GM in the chat. Welcome, and let's talk about it. Some news today. There is definitely some news today. Got the Bitcoin bull chart pulled up here right now. Still looking pretty nice, Started on last day of June, looking good. Yesterday looks like we went from about, 112. Looks like we got down to just around 16, maybe slightly under 16. We wicked up last night to 19.8. Jason ran a long-term space last night. See, that's the advantage of Jason Williams. Anytime he can pull up and 500 people pull up, only the third space he's ever personally ran. I was at the rodeo catching a little bit here and there, but it ran for hours and hours. And then the coin went up a couple, $2-3 million during. So he always has that advantage. Anytime he wants to work, he can pop up a space. He usually jumps into other people's spaces. But anyway, that's possibility sitting at 18.2. Anyway, I just happened to be that screen pulled up so other people could join. Like I say, not a super eventful day today. Not expecting fireworks, but I've said that before. And then things can change in a hurry. But right now, let's see where we're at. Let's refresh everything. Kind of see what the market's doing to us here. Give some time for people to join up. NASDAQ down 0.1, Dow up 0.1, S&P 0.09. See what I told you? That's as flat as you can really get. Yeah, it's just kind of flat. Now, oil, $90.50. Remember, in the last memo of understanding, ceasefire, whatever you want to call it, we had oil down to $68, $69. So anyway, here we are with $90.50. Actually down 1.83%. So it went higher yesterday. I think the problem with the Houthis and stuff. Now, over the past few months, we've had Trump pull these weekend war things. Now, right now, we're not talking about it much. It's not much in the news. I think Trump would like to keep it that way. Hey, Coachmaster, GM, coming from the West Coast, buddy from X, joining me over there on my new YouTube channel. So good to see you, Coachmaster. Yeah, I'm just kind of preparing right now for a sideways Friday, but never know. So could Trump pull a wild card but I think he'd prefer to keep it out of the news and just kind of keep doing what they need to do. But you never know. They may have some people are like, could we have massive escalation tonight and whatever? Maybe. Never know. Yeah, GM Coachmaster. Yeah, I'm just right now. The vibe to me is just kind of nothing going on today. This honestly for the traditional markets, you don't get much flatter than that. SPCX, of course, SpaceX down $115. Wow, down another almost 2.5% today. So probably accumulation zone, and this is not untypical of these kind of very hyped up IPOs. So yeah, traditional market flat. Let's look over at crypto, kind of do a check-in. There is some decent news day today, especially for a Friday. There is some things to talk about. Let's pull up the chart here. Bitcoin's, wow. Quite a big drop from when I just went to do my little TikTok update. We were at 65. So a big drop, 1% here on this candle. So don't know if there's any reason for that. We'll see if it comes back. But right now, 64,333. Down almost 1%, literally down 1%. When we look at the hourly chart. Yeah. Don't know if there's a real legit reason or just is what it is. This is the hourly chart, though. We just been crashing down. So this is the daily chart. Yeah, big jump down there. We'll see. That, like I say, the market's not doing that. Why is Bitcoin? We'll see. Could even come back or we bleed out, for the next couple of days. Not much happening today. Now, I'm in Utah. It's a state holiday. Pioneer Day, 1847. The first, obviously, people had been here, but trappers, explorers, whatever. But 1847. I only know that because the big celebration up in Salt Lake's called the Days of 47. So 1847 is when the first pioneers actually entered the valley. So on the 24th of July. So I went to rodeo last night, got a parade going on. There's parades all around the state, got a carnival, more rodeo tonight, but I went last night. I'm not going to go tonight. Tonight's the last night. I think it's 5 days it goes, but they qualify, and then the last night's the finals. So that's how most rodeos are, big rodeos. They go on for several days. They maybe start out with, let's say, bull riding. They might start out with 20 or 30 bull riders. It'll come down today, whoever gets the best score today. But like last night, of all the bull riders, only one guy rode a bull and didn't get a very good score. And then another guy had a great ride, got thrown off right at the bell. Another guy got knocked cold, taken out on a stretcher, didn't even wake up for 2 or 3 minutes. Probably more of a precaution than anything. Hey, Dejan, GM. Yeah, Dejan, just saying we kind of got a flat day today. We do have a little dip for some reason in Bitcoin all of a sudden and everything, this last minute dip. But yeah, nothing really happening. I was talking to my wife's nephews yesterday and their girlfriends. They went to a PBR. And just so you guys know it, last night we had all kinds of events. Barrel racing, which is the girls. One where the guy team roping, where one ropes the head and one ropes the feet. They had one where the guy ropes, his horse stops, he jumps off, has to tackle the bull and tie up its leg. There's a few, right? And then there's bronc riding, and then there's of course the bull riding. But people love the bull riding, so now they have PBR, professional bull riders, and they do it. So Dejan's from New York. He said he did it in Madison Square Garden, 2011. Yeah, my wife's nephew, and he was doing he was abroad for a couple years there in Brazil. Just got back. Him and his girlfriend just went recently to that here at the Salt Lake Delta Center. Bido 3 spooking the markets a bit. What's that, Coach Master? What's BEIDOU 3? Yeah, it's just spell that out a little so we know what you're talking about, or I know. I didn't get to bed. I went to crazy day yesterday. Anyway, yeah, because my house is just off the parade route. There's a bunch of parades all over a bunch of towns today, but my house is not far from the parade route. So all the family and friends, I've got a really long driveway, live on a half acre. So they all come here to park their cars. So my wife yesterday is like, we got to mow the lawn. It was like 105 degrees. We're out there. Anyway, ready to faint because our normal people that do the lawn were off yesterday. Couldn't get a hold of them. So anyway, then we went to the rodeo. Didn't eat. We ate at like midnight at Denny's last night. Only place open. So yeah, I only slept a few hours, so I'm out of it here. But anyway, 18 Ethereum 1861 down 2.3%. So we're getting a sell off for no reason in crypto, unless anyway, $1.09.5 on XRP down 1.7. Solana's been lacking more. Okay, so Chinese version of GPS not trackable by the United States. Interesting. No, hadn't heard about that. Sometimes we get these Chinese technologies and stuff, it can hurt the market, like we had with their big AI. Remember they came out. I can't even remember what it was called. Remember that AI about a year ago? They came out with that AI thing. So we're in a AI war, AI kind of arms war with China right now, and also a little bit, what's going to happen with crypto and other technologies as well. Oh, interesting. That's how Iran managed to strike base. Yeah, we know for a fact that Russia and China are helping Iran. So yeah, we had 4 soldiers killed, 2 females. Yeah, not good. I guarantee Trump's not happy about that. So we'll see. Will this so maybe that's why little news on that spike in the market. Let's look at the traditional market, see is it getting spooked too, or is this just a reason to liquidate crypto traders? Let's see here. Yeah, NASDAQ down a third, Dow up 0.4, S&P up. Oil still about oil up 2%, 90.32. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Once again, could be, yeah. So there's no reason really, massive reason why crypto's dumping off, but they like to liquidate trades, especially on low volume Fridays and over the weekend. I say don't take it too serious. Don't be using leverage if you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, thanks for that last minute alpha there, Coachmaster. Now, looking overall, everything's kind of down today. Now, I've been keeping track of Ansem, and the cash cat is kind of a back and forth. Ansem was down yesterday. It was up a little bit, down a little now again. Cash cat about the same. Cash cat, I believe, I saw it got listed on crypto.com yesterday, so that can change things up a little bit. Anyway, yeah, about the same. You see they came off there like Cash cat yesterday. I got down into the 40s, pumped up to the mid 60s. Just kind of doing nothing. Of course, I can say our Bitcoin bull, which is not really moving the market, 18.1. Doing good. Like I say, Jason, anytime he can pop up a space, he's grinding, he's working hard. That's why I like it. I think this accumulation phase, if you remember a week or so ago, we were kind of stuck in that 8 to 8.5, probably 8 to 10.5 million range. And then we spiked up. Now you see, we did spike up, which was just kind of probably a well wick buying, making an entry at 23 million, tip 23 million. Down to 13. That dip got bought up. Yeah, these are people positioning some big ups and downs. These are the 4-hour candles, but it's still a good looking chart when you look at it. Now, we'll accumulate here, continue to spread the word. Couple things. I saw a couple big influencers. Wendy O. She's been around a long time, big YouTube channel. She did a little shout out to Jason yesterday, getting some support from some of his friends. Also, Leah Helpram, huge, nearly 1 million followers. Maybe more than that on Instagram. Did kind of a joke and kind of a funny one. So we have Jason's friends out here speaking up. That's good. That's influencing people. The community continues to do it. Jason's going to do if we hold 20, he's going to do an airdrop. So people who are bull posting memes, holding spaces, participating, whatever. So basically, this is why he has something that maybe a lot of other people don't. That's this ability to get a lot of attention. I know he's doing some TV shows, interviews, all that. And keep in mind, too, when you look at the wallets, he's still holding 68.82% in that wallet, which he's just not selling. He's using it to do airdrops. That's still $12.4 million. And it's a long term. I know Jason has a long term mindset. He's not, like I say, just third. He usually jumps in other people's space. Third space ever. He throws it up and there's like 600 people on it. And it was a lot. I don't know if you look at over time, thousands of people dipped in and out on the 3-4 hours he was running it. 2-3 hours. I don't know. Just talking other stuff, man. You also had Grant and Gary Cardone. You also had a big Bitcoin lawyer guy, Joe something. I forget his last name. Another huge Bitcoin, huge account out here. Also, one of the real OGs. I forget his name. Good friends of Jason. One of the earliest guys in Bitcoin. Early massive holder in Bitcoin. He was up there. So a lot of good. I mean, nobody else can, not many people can garner that kind of attention, So yeah, I'm very bullish on this thesis. He's working. He's got a lot of contacts. He's doing stuff behind the scenes. He's working to bring people in. Communities pulling the wagon, and it's nice. We're looking good. But let's jump into the news. Like I say, there is some decent news happening today. Samsung, this is probably the biggest. Samsung reveals plan to bring native stablecoin support, the first in smart coin giants. First, they'll be the first major mobile brand to offer this. Company report demonstrated USDC interface with SEN, received, although no insurance issuer partner was announced. Samsung, the world's largest smartphone maker, has more than 1 billion active devices worldwide. So that's massive news, right? Big news. Every Samsung is going to basically have a crypto wallet on there to trade stable coins. So yeah, that's what's going to help adoption, literally hundreds of millions of users. So big stuff. It's probably the headline news today, to be honest with you, of everything. There's now 41,440,000 Ethereum staked, which is an all-time high. The rewards, the block rewards are down, or staking rewards, whatever you want to call them. They are at 2.62%, down from 3.05. But this is the inflation of new Ethereum printed every day. So, or every day. So, still good. If a company can have a lot of them staked, that takes them out of the supply, much like what Jason is doing by controlling the supply, right? So 40% of the Ethereum's out of the market. I talked about this last couple of days. The Bitcoin Consortium, with all these big companies coming in, starting out with $15 million. They'll help with security and stuff, long-term security, possibly quantum stuff. So that's good. These big companies that have a vested interest are going to help fund development and stuff like that. China pumped 1.0 trillion yuan into the market. I don't know what that is. I know that's the most they've done in like 6 months to a year. Keep in mind, countries, the thesis of Bitcoin is it's a hedge against debasement of the currency and against, it is not, no country is going to quit printing. No country ever quits printing money. They just keep doing it till it implodes, right? That's why you need to own Bitcoin. That's the difference of Bitcoin. But all these companies are doing it. Huge thing from China. Everyone thinks they're this massive, economy, and they are, but it's also, they have a lot of problems. Printing money, simple, buy Bitcoin. Or Bitcoin's a little boring right now, buy the Bitcoin bull. I think part of Jason's thesis behind it is to educate people about Bitcoin, have some fun, onboard some people, make some money, but really, in the end, we should be taking profits and buying Bitcoin. Gosh, I hate it when these, this was Jack Dorsey. Anyway, Jack Dorsey, we've heard him say it before. The internet's going to have a currency and it's going to be Bitcoin. That's what that slide was. Oh, there it is. No, I guess this was just a dead slide here. Jack Dorsey said it right here. I believe the internet will have a native currency. It'll be Bitcoin. Think about it. These AI agents are gonna react, and they're certainly not going to use traditional bank accounts. So agentic agents are going to make it adoption faster. And your drunk uncle doesn't need to learn how to use a blockchain bridge from Solana over to Robinhood and reset the RPG, all this stuff, right? The agents are going to do it all. Veteran trader Peter Brandt said Bitcoin has not bottomed, forecasting a 40,000 low around early October. Brandt targets 250 to 300,000 Bitcoin by 2029. 1 million may come until 21 or 2032. For him, the market still lacks a panic and heavy volume of a true capitulation bottom. And he's probably right? Unless the Clarity Act passed and we start printing money, the war gets over. There's things that could, the bottom may be in or maybe not. Nobody knows. So, you have your different thesis. I know Jason Williams is sitting in some stable coins because he thinks he's going to be able to buy some Bitcoin lower. Maybe. I don't care. I buy whatever I can. Because to me, it doesn't matter between, $65,000 Bitcoin and $45,000 Bitcoin. If I have it, I'm going to buy it just in case. I'm just looking at the long term. I'm looking at that $1 million Bitcoin. If I buy it at 55, 65, 45, fine. I'll continue to buy. I may go double down, but I'm not. I'm buying. I'm DCAing, dollar cost averaging. So I don't really care so much. But we're here talking about it. I'd say it's a 50-50 if the Bitcoin's been in. Kathy Wood bought the space dip 6 times. I would just be starting to buy now if I was going to DCA, because I know how those overhyped IPOs work, or much hyped IPOs. Typically, they come back about 55% in the first year off IPO price, which would put, like $80, $70, $60, whatever. But I don't know that Elon's is going to come down that much, but it could. But Kathy Wood's a firm supporter of Tesla and Elon. She's very bullish on Elon, so they've already been buying the dip. Senator Dave McCormick said if the U.S. fails to pass the Clarity Act, we cede jobs, investment, economic competitiveness, financial leadership to overseas competitors. The stakes are real past Clarity Act. But the Democrats, as Trump calls them, they don't care. They're not. For the most part, they're a bunch turned into a party of commies and socialists. They're not really. Used to be very little difference between them, to be honest with you. And in a sense, there is none. They're all idiots, and they all overspend and this and that, and they all just want what's good for them to get reelected. But I'm just telling you, Trump, this needs to get done. As does the voting thing, because otherwise people are just going to cheat. People aren't going to believe the elections. That's how you have problems, when people don't believe the elections. So whatever side you're on, that needs to be fixed. Interesting. Bitwise CIO Matt Hogan said Hyperliquid and Robinhood may be the next bull run. Of course, with Hyperliquid, you can buy hype. I've had hype for several years, continue to DCA in. They're the biggest DEX, decentralized exchange by far, and they're their own chain. It's very fast, and then they have this chain. They're doing a lot of volume, so it helps test their chain, stress test the chain. Robinhood, you could just buy Hood, the stock, which I'm sure there's got to be some tokenized versions out there, but you can just go to get a Robinhood app and buy the Hood token. If you believe in the chain, you probably should. Our guy Vlad got his, he's the CEO of Robinhood, got his account hacked for a fake token on Robinhood, and the pumped in the Vlad Hood. Okay, VLAD was the token, claimed to be listed. Okay, so yeah, I would not be surprised. If someone CTO'd it, what we call community takeover. Let me see here, just for fun. I got so many windows open for the show that sometimes. Let me just see for fun if that's actually. And there could be a dozen of them now, but this one went up to, I think it pumped up, and last I heard it was a couple, like 2.5 million still. So anyway, interesting. People are like thinking it might be a marketing gimmick too. But yeah, sometimes these, in the past, there's been a couple that when they didn't get away with that much money, the community takeover, and these things have really pumped. Vlad, okay. I assume this is it. I don't know. Vlad Hood, who knows, right? There's a bunch of them. Looks like this one is 1.2 million. That's probably the one, right? You never know. But I'm just wondering where it is, though. 1.3 million. Vlad, if that's the real one, it's at 1.3 million. Yeah. So yeah, look, it spiked up to 10 million and now, but it's still trading. It's still trading in the last since they found out, is still trading, $1 million in volume. So this might get taken over because now you got a bunch of holders and all. Anyway, that's just crazy. That's sometimes how those things work. They'll actually get taken over. Crap. We're at the top of the hour. Let's see where we're at here. But anyway, yeah, some people don't believe it's a hack. It's almost orchestrated or whatever. Well, you feel free to join me over on the GM Bitcoin show. We'll talk some more about it. I guess we're almost done with the news anyway. The fake hack or the real hack or whatever, still holding at $1 million. So Poolin, one of the bigger, one of the more, a major mining company now in bankruptcy. Feast or famine in the mining. I don't know how this works, but Brazilian farmers tokenizing dairy cows as blockchain-backed collateral secure loans. So, hey, Lisa, GM, yeah, join me over on the. We're gonna get ready to fire up the GM Bitcoin Morning Show, and we'll talk Bitcoin Bull and all the news. So, thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend. I don't do this show again till Monday, but I'll see everyone on Monday and probably on Space over the weekend, pumping the Bitcoin Bull. Nothing else is worth talking about hardly, it seems like. Maybe some Robinhood coins, but